Hello, Cruiselandians. Welcome to Cruise Chatter. I'll be your host, Chris, along with my sidekick, Brandi. Okay, that's the other way around, really. I'm her sidekick because she kicks me all the time. So
I'll be kicking you.
she kicks me from the side, therefore I'm her sidekick. Okay, I'm just playing. Welcome to Cruise Chatter. We're going to talk about flying to the cruise port. Should you fly the day of, or should you fly 1, 2, 3+ days before? What's the best way to go? It's a hot subject. A lot of people have different opinions on this. Brandi's opinion is...
Well, okay, let's start with where we live. We live just outside of Portland, Oregon. Go Frog. We're going to hop to
If you know,
here.
you know.
If you know, you know. So for us, we have to fly down to LA in December for our second cruise coming up. And with that, it's our discussion is, do we fly in the day before? Or do we fly in the same day?
Right.
I'm of the opinion, because we're close enough, that we can fly in the same day and save on hotel costs. Chris is very much opposite of that.
Yeah, well, I overthink things a lot. I think of all it takes is one thing to go wrong and you're screwed. And that's the way I think. But it's true. If you are flying down the day of and your flight gets canceled, you may or may not be able to get another flight that day. I mean, sure, there could be some flights after yours that you should be able to get on, but what if they're canceled? Or what if they're full? What if?
What if it snows randomly in Portland the one day of the year it snows on the day you have to
Could
travel?
happen. Of course, that's why you have travel insurance. But I digress. So here's the thing. I stress about it. That's part of it. And I think a lot of people do too when they try to go the same day. Some people don't, and they're fine with it. Brandi doesn't stress about it. I do. And that's where we're different.
That's where we differ.
It's neither here nor there, but it's a lot of money sometimes for that, almost every time. For the cruise, you don't want to just throw it away. Because if you miss the boat, you missed it. That's it. Game's over. You might have some insurance that can save you, but you miss your vacation.
In my opinion, it can go both ways. Because of how close we are, we have the opportunity to take a plane that leaves really early, as long as we leave other time frames available that could still get us to the port in time.
Yes.
It also saves on hotel costs, and
That means it's one less day to take off.
yeah, I mean there's benefits. Now, I'll acquiesce that
Ooh.
going down the day before
Look at
can
you
be
with that.
beneficial, because what did we book
Big words.
for this next cruise
actually not a
for
big
the day
word.
before?
Oh, where are we going to stay? Well, we were going to fly the same day, and we finally decided not to. She basically gave in to me. I appreciate that, by the way. But we decided to make it worth our while, hopefully. So we're going to stay in the Queen Mary, the old ship Queen Mary, right next door to the Carnival.
Ghost ship.
So if you've stayed there before, let us know what you think of that. We think it's going to be cool, but I don't know. We won't know until we do it.
I think I need to get a 1930s dinner dress for the occasion.
But we don't want to digress too much, because we tend to go too long on these videos. If you know
So-
us, you know what we're talking about.
I've said why I think you could fly the same day. Why would you go the day before?
Well, again, the most important one is cancellations or delays. All it takes is a delay and another delay, and it could be a snowball reaction, and there's just no way to get there on time. So that's the first one.
It could be icy out.
Well, these days, airlines will just cancel for no apparent reason. So
Happens.
you just have to always have a relief valve, if you will, knowing that you're going to have another way to get somewhere in case they do that. The second reason
For him, it's less stressful.
Yeah. Less stressful. That's the second reason. Less stressful. It gives you a buffer. It gives you a little room to play with in case something goes wrong. Hopefully, if it's canceled on, say, a Monday and you need to be there on Tuesday, you can still get a flight early in the morning on Tuesday or take a red eye Monday night to get there on Tuesday. There's more options available. That's the second reason. The third reason is because it's less stressful.
Because you're there the day of the cruise already and not having to travel to the port.
You can relax. Your vacation has started. You can take your time once you get into the hotel and you can get something to eat and relax and just
Get coffee.
Maybe talk to fellow cruisers because there's a good chance they'll be in the same hotel as you. You know, you can just kind of ease into it and then get up in the morning for the cruise and you're good to go. You're well rested, hopefully, assuming that you sleep well. You're well rested and it's just easier. You're not rushing. You're not trying to get from the airport to the port, and it's more relaxing.
Some of the reasons that there could be exceptions to what he's saying, and or even to what I'm saying about flying down the same day of, is if you live within driving distance of the port, and, within a 3 to 5 hour drive, theoretically, because, that's doable.
But
for us, a 900-mile drive,
we should preface.
Not so doable.
We should preface this though. We do not endorse you going the same day. Okay, just because something went wrong, we don't want to be responsible for things going wrong because we said you should do it. So by default, we don't recommend it. But if you insist on doing it, if it's something that you don't think it's a big deal, you're going to go ahead and do it. These are some of the things that would make it borderline okay.
On our November trip, when we go on the Star, we will definitely fly in a couple of days beforehand.
Yeah, a couple
just
days.
Because, sorry, cats.
Cats and dogs chasing each other.
We do live across country, and it's the longest route because it's diagonally
It's about
across
3,000
country.
miles, so.
But my best friend is coming in from Florida because she lives in Florida, and so they'll be doing a 5-hour drive from their area of Florida down to Fort Lauderdale.
Right.
So, I would have done the same thing had we lived closer.
Yeah, and to be fair, they're leaving very early, and they should get to Fort Lauderdale well before they need to be there, just in case something goes wrong. Now, see, they have more relief valves because they could, if they had to, their car broke down. They went out and their car wouldn't start in the morning. They can rent a car, or maybe they can use their other car. There's things they can do because it's within driving distance.
Right.
If you're flying, you're totally at mercy to the airlines. You just have to hope that they're going to do what you paid them to do.
So, summing it up.
No, there's another one. Was that it? Yeah, well, so listen, if you're going to drive,
Summing it up.
if you're going to drive like our friends are doing, make sure you leave as early as possible. So that way you give yourself a buffer in case things go wrong.
If you're going to fly the
rushing
same
to
day
get-
of, get a nonstop flight.
If you can. You get a nonstop flight, absolutely. And whether it's nonstop or a connecting flight, although I would be very nervous of a connecting flight because those
Those have
that's
more room for error.
way more variables to worry
Right.
about. But if you're going to do a flight one way or the other on the same day, just make sure that you take the earliest flight you can take.
So you have others behind you as a backfall.
You can always get there early, go find a cafe or a restaurant or something nearby and get some breakfast and take your time getting to the port. But
And most of all, listen to your travel agent. If they tell you to fly in the day before, might be a reason behind it.
they know what they're talking about. Most of the time, they know what they're talking about. Okay,
On that note,
Was there anything else we wanted to talk about?
Not today. Today you're rid of us after, I don't know how long. Sorry if it's a long video.
There is one more thing I'd like to say. If you have the time and you don't mind spending some more money, I would highly recommend that you go in, especially somewhere like, let's say you're going to fly, I don't know, like out of Los Angeles, and you've never been to Los Angeles before. If you have the time, go in 3 or 4 days early. And that way you can actually make it a little mini vacation before the cruise. Make it worth your while to come in early. We're going to be flying to Barcelona for a transatlantic
Next year.
on Halloween of 26, next year. And we've been kind of doing our research, and right now we're thinking about flying almost a week early, at least 4 or 5 days early, and going back to Rome and spending a couple days in Rome, and then fly from Rome to Barcelona, which is easy. It's an easy flight, and still get there a couple days before the cruise.
We even talked about doing
make it worth your while.
a train from Rome to Barcelona.
Yeah,
which would take a full day.
That's a tricky one.
Ooh, that's a lot of changes.
We also considered going to Paris because there's a high-speed train that goes from Paris to Barcelona, and it's not.
I do love Paris.
It's not super long. It's not very expensive at all. There's options.
Well, to be fair, the high-speed train costs about the same as a plane from Rome.
Yeah, that's true.
So I'd rather do the plane because it's faster.
Whichever you do, it's never a bad idea to take advantage of the fact that you're going to a destination to board a cruise ship. You're already there. Why not embrace it and get the most you can out of it?
Absolutely.
So that's the last thing I'm going to say on this. Do you have anything else you want to add?
Peace.
Yeah, and look, chow mein. How about like
Top ramen.
I don't know, General Tso's chicken. And now we go. Bye.
Bye.
Happy sailing.